Hey, young America, we need to talk. You may think this is uncool. You may even think it is bogus. But I want to tell you about something that has everyone buzzing. Something that concerns mature boys and girls just like you. Something called grassroots.
Playing the saxophone.
All right. Hey, everyone. This is Erin Ashley Simon.
And this is Brandon Killabh Hall.
And welcome to another episode of Grassroots Podcast, where it's not just about where you're going, where you currently are in your career, but it's also about where you came from. Raw, unfiltered stories from some of our favorite people and some of your favorite celebs. And we have a special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Would you like to tell everyone about yourself?
Hey, guys. My name is Parks. Parks on the board. Now I'm also Parks in the booth. So, hi.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a weird transition. I'm not used to you being like in front of the mic. Parks, a lot of you guys that are listening will know of the famous Parks on the boards drop that, you know, you do with Joe and pretty much everything now. It's kind of your tag at this point.
I mean, kind of. I'm not really a tag guy. I try to let the sound speak for itself. But,
oh, my God, he's getting deep on us already.
Fuck it, yeah.
He's getting deep on us already.
That's how we do it.
Deep on us already.
Yeah, but it's fun to be in the booth sometimes, too. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Now, I was going to say, I wouldn't cut anybody off, but I was trying to get to the point of, how is that for you? Does it ever feel weird when you're outside? Like, because you're normally at the board controlling everything, the sound, the everything. How does it feel to be on the opposing end of that?
You know what? It's fun, man. I don't know. I guess it really started from being on tour when you couldn't make it, and I had to be the hype man. So
wait, what?
Yeah, like, you know, I've been Joe's DJ and Slaughterhouse DJ for a long time, and when Brandon couldn't come because of other obligations, Joe's like, yo, you got to do backup vocals. I'm like, I'm not a fucking rapper.
I got cursed out so bad. Don't you ever fucking miss a tour again.
Yeah, but I learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm comfortable. Like, I like being on a mic too. It's cool. I'm not gonna ever rap though.
That's not a problem at all. I mean, shoot, I told V, like, someone tried to get me to do rapping, singing. I'm like, no, I'm good. They're like,
I want to hear that actually.
Oh gosh.
Yo, I'm telling
One
you,
day, maybe.
Erin may have bars. I'm telling you, I keep saying it every episode. Erin may have bars, man.
We're gonna keep that on the low. We're gonna keep that on the low.
Yo, Pat, load up a beat, man. Let's get into it.
So I always ask everyone this question for all the guests that come on, and if you need to take some time to think about it, it's cool, go for it. But who is Parks? If you could describe yourself.
I'm just a dude that likes making music, man. I'm a musician. I've been a musician since I was 8, 9 years old, and I still am. And I'm very fortunate to be here making music for a living, full time. Mm-hmm. So that's me mostly. I guess I just like to hang out and make music and drink beer with my friends, and that's kind of it. And I don't know how deep I can get into it. Like
the life of a musician. I just want to drink beers and make music.
Yeah, that's kind of it, man. I just want to hang out.
That's really the American dream. You're living the dream right now when I think about it.
I like to think that sometimes. I'm very fortunate. I worked really hard to get here, and I've fucking been poor and starved and all that stuff. But I'm not anymore, so I'm pretty happy about that. So yes, American dream, right here.
That's what's up. Growth. That's like, you know, started from the bottom for you.
Yeah, I mean, it started from the middle class, but but you know, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm from a small town in upstate New York where there's nothing but jail. So to be able to tour the world with my favorite artists of all time, basically, it's the coolest shit in the world. So
now, and I've known you for years, but I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know you started at such a young age, at 8. So I mean, like, growing up, do you feel like you were all, kind of always disconnected from like a childhood? Like, do you feel like you had the normal childhood that most kids have? You know, going to the park or playing manhunt and tag
absolutely.
And shit like that?
I did all that. Played basketball with the homies, rode bikes, all that good shit. Regular suburban lifestyle, for sure. But I've always been into music. So by the time high school came and I was really like, we're in the studio every day, shit was different. I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I still did. I went to college. You know what I'm saying? I graduated high school. Like, I did pretty normal shit. Had jobs. So, I would say it was a pretty normal upbringing for the most part.
Yeah.
I just happened to be into music. Like, my first memory is of playing a record. Like, ever. That's the first memory. My dad was like a big vinyl head, so I remember like putting the needle on the record and like from then on, I think it was just music for me.
So that kind of sparked it for you in essence when you think about it.
Yeah. Records are still the coolest shit in the world to me. I still like watching them shit spin around in a circle. Like,
you still have records, Parks?
Oh, thousands. I haven't been shopping in a long time. There's two things I'm like embarrassed to admit, and I haven't been record shopping or read a book in like 5 years. And it's pretty fucking embarrassing.
That's pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm judging you.
It's these things, man. These smartphones, man. They took all my fucking time.
That's true though. Like, smartphone. I'm telling you, this is Skynet. Skynet is coming. I want to get into it. I have
That's
theories.
A little sci-fi for me, man. I
have theories.
I mean, I don't know exactly what Skynet is. All right, so you're going to fill me in. But
oh my god, Skynet, Terminator. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Just forget it. Let's just get back on topic. All right. Anyhow, I can't do this.
So what's that one record that really hooked you that you can remember when you were a kid? That you listened to and you're like, oh my god, I fucking love hip hop.
Hip hop? Nas, I Gave You Power. That was the one. That was like, oh shit, this is what I got to do.
That's pretty dope. And now thinking about it, that then comes full circle because you worked with Nas, no?
I worked with Nas. I worked with Premier. I worked with Premier and Nas. So that was probably the coolest day of my life. Well, it's been a couple times now. So.
Oh, it's more than once?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been holding out.
Nah, it's documented. It's out there. It was a Grammy thing.
It's just
whoa.
You said
wait, time out. He just slid that in like, oh, it was just a Grammy thing.
Nah, it was like it was like the Grammys did something where they put artists in different, like Preem was working with the orchestra and he got Nas to rap on it, and I think Skrillex worked with.
Oh, and the Skrillex you've worked. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't work with Skrillex. I did not work with Skrillex. Okay. Nah.
Well, in my story, you did.
But yeah, that was like the coolest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? So
I swear, you may want to add him to the serial killer
I'm
list.
trying not to.
I'm not a serial killer.
I think you may want to add him.
I swear I'm trying not to.
This list is obviously it's not actual serial killers, but it's like everyone
maybe
that
it is.
The hell it ain't.
We don't know, but basically it's just like a list of like when any guest that comes in and they have something a unique, I don't know, a unique perspective or how they carry themselves, like. He's like on some like secret like Dexter life.
Yo,
like,
he casually and so cavalierly just said, "Oh, it's just some Grammy thing we did."
Yeah, he's like whatever.
You know, we just did it with the boys.
Like
and
everyone
put it
does
together.
it.
You know what is really funny? Like I feel like I take for granted a lot of the cool shit that I do. So like I say shit like that because I just care about making music. So I don't really think like, oh, you know, I did work on this Grammy winning thing or worked on this thing for the Grammys or. Yeah, I played in front of all these people in Scotland, opening up for Eminem with Slaughterhouse. Like I've done cool shit that I don't really like. I don't pump myself up that much. You know what I'm saying? I just keep my head down and keep working. Like I still got a lot of shit I want to do.
That's probably why you still got a job when you think about it.
Yeah. I don't get hung up on past accomplishments, and I feel like I haven't done shit yet. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn.
Yeah, he just made it sound like he went to the grocery store and got
some
lunch. I'm like sitting here like, I mean, and I understand it. Like, you know, even with Brandon and myself, like we've all pretty much in this room have accomplished some big things, and when you look at it in retrospect, it's just like you're like, oh yeah, like I did it, but I'm thinking about what's in the future. But I mean, it is cool to sometimes just sit back and just be like, wow, like I actually did that. That's really dope.
Yeah. When I get out of the city, I can do that sometimes. Like when I go chill by the lake or some shit, like away from music, I can be like, damn, that was cool. I forgot about that. That was cool. But like day to day, I'm thinking about where the next check's coming from, what the next project I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Being a musician, you're essentially self-employed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's about what can I do better? What can I do for tomorrow? What can I do for when I'm 50? Mm-hmm. I'm 33 years old. I got to worry about 60 and 70.
Yeah.
Which is like scary, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely crazy to have to think about that shit, but we don't have retirement plans in music. So
That's very true. We touched on that on our last episode, is, you know, being an independent artist and independent engineer. You kind of don't really know where your next meal and or check is coming from. So you kind of are constantly your own manager, your own strategist, and trying to just navigate in this crazy world of business and entertainment. Yeah. So, I mean, that's another caveat on top of then trying to be creative to make yourself appealing.
Right. And I've never had any management, accountants, anything. I do everything myself, so it's even more difficult. But that's how I feel comfortable. I don't really feel comfortable having someone else handle my shit. So it's exhausting, but I think it's worth it. And I'm good with money. I wear Levi's and fucking t-shirts every day, so I don't need much.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's helpful. I live a simple life, man. I just have an addiction to fucking vintage keyboards that cost too much money and break and then cost more money to fix. But aside from that,
I love Parks, man. I swear, Parks just be throwing out some shit that just sound like French. And I don't even know what he just said, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I ever get too nerdy, just stop me.
No, it's great. It's great. Now, but let's touch on, you know, some of your accomplishments. So do you think you'll ever have that wow moment? Because, again, you've worked with some pretty big stars. You know, you have Slaughterhouse. You have Preem, legendary Premier. Yeah. That is like a pioneer of just hip-hop and just anything in general. And you still manage to kind of have this humble aura or decor about you where you don't get caught up to that. So who do you think, I guess, could put you in that space of like, holy shit, I'm here with said individual and I can't believe I'm doing this?
It's this weird. I don't know. I don't really. It'd be weird people for me. Like Slick Rick came and did a song at the studio with Preem, like, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago or something like that. And that was mad hype. Like, I never take pictures with people. I was like, Slick Rick, I have to get a picture with Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be weird shit like that where it's not even like the Nas's or M or whoever it may be. Like, that shit is cool. And I love those guys. They're my heroes. But like, it just be the weird people that I like. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can't picture someone like really. I don't know. We're all humans. I don't look at like artists, and I guess that's what makes it comfortable. A comfortable studio environment for when I'm working is that I don't really like when Nas is there. I just want to hang out with Nas and talk about music and make music. I don't want to, you know, get flabbergasted by the fact that I grew up on your music. That's not it to me. I don't know. We're all humans.
Yeah,
we're all humans. So,
what are your engineer rules, especially for the upcoming artists that are listening to this podcast and deal with so many different producers, so many different engineers, but someone at your level, you've worked with some very high profile people. So I would say, like, what are your, excuse me, I'm not even talking proper grammar right now. Sorry guys, I am like a little fatigued here, but what are your 3 rules, like 3 big rules for artists?
As far as what, in the studio?
Like when they're in the studio, it's like the studio is your home, your realm, you know.
I don't have, my rule is that there is no rules. Just don't, like, you know, throw garbage on the floor, I guess. Like, be open, be creative. Don't let anything stop. The goal here is the music. We're all here to serve the music. So, like, that's the only rule, I guess, ultimately, is fuck everything else. Let's make great music.
So your whole, I guess, mind state is more so, look, let's sacrifice everything else but the music. Exactly. Like, the music can never be sacrificed.
Exactly. I don't care. Even, like, I remember when we did the listening party for No Love Lost at Chung King Studios, and the owner, John King, he's been around everybody in the history of music. And he was just like, you know, this album is mixed so great, but it's not the best fidelity ever heard in a record. It's not like the most cleanest thing, but the feel is there. And I was like, that's fucking amazing, because that's all I really care about. Sometimes shit can be fucked up and it's still amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the rawness of the music. I get that.
Ultimately, it's just serving the music, you know?
Okay. Dope. That's actually interesting, because I know, like, everyone has, like, their different rules. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, like, the photo that TDE put up where it's like,
those were good rules.
Yeah, you saw those?
Yeah, it was,
I missed it. What was it? I didn't.
It was something like no +1s. Yeah. Don't take photos, which I actually like. I mean, it's funny coming from me because Joe is such a broadcasting individual, but I kind of like the mystique of music and the studio and the creative process. So I prefer that people don't take pictures. I don't really care if they do, but I think it's pretty cool when someone doesn't.
Yeah, we normally do operate like that, though. We don't really record it and put it out unless he does. But I mean, outside of that, I never really thought about that. We really don't do that.
Yeah, that is weird to me when people who aren't, I guess, the artist or whatever take pictures. That shit is weird to me. Like, even as an engineer, you should not be fucking videotaping shit. You know what I'm saying? That's for them to do.
Yeah.
And I guess that probably hurts me in a way as far as my social media presence, because I don't like take photos of, hey, I'm working on such and such and such, and I don't do that because I don't think that's my place to do that. I think that the artist should do that. Yeah, like, I
mean, checks are more important than social media followers. Like,
no doubt.
But people also don't understand, like I teach people about social media, engagement, marketing, all that stuff, and people don't understand, like, there are people that don't have massive followings, but outside of social media, they're like the most influential people. Like, they influence other influencers.
Yeah, I kind of consider myself one of those people, and not to like toot my own horn, but I like what I do have on social media is a lot of people who are influencers following me, and I feel like I see it sometimes. I'll be tweeting about some random obscure subject, and then like this press guy, you know, this fucking whoever is now tweeting about it. It's like, okay, I see you got my wave, but it's cool. You know, it's whatever.
Brandon, before we even go, I'm just want to inform you about TDE's
Yeah, I need to hear it.
rule.
I was going to ask you to circle back to that. I want to hear these rules.
So they said if you aren't one of the homies, don't be Instagramming, you creepy motherfucker.
Right.
I don't want to look on Twitter and find a creepy ass pic of me or the homies.
Right.
If the homies just met you and you decided to clown, and we decided to clown your bitch ass, sit there and deal with it. It's part of the creative juices. Don't touch, ask, or reach for Q's weed unless he thinks you're cool enough to pass it to you. We only smoke Cersonols. Am I saying that right?
I don't know. That sounds like some technical pothead shit.
Cersonols around here, boy. Shut up and look ugly for the homies. Remember these rules and you might get a meal out of the food budget.
Damn, they got food budgets. That's popping.
They already popping. They got food budgets.
Man.
I wonder if they updated this since it's been put out. Because I think Schoolboy Q put that out. So I wonder if they like made some changes.
Those are solid. I don't. What would you change there? That's all.
Not
legit.
like change, like take out, but like
you might add some shit.
Add some stuff. What would grassroots be?
Grassroots? Oh shit.
What would the rule be? You can add your rules too.
I don't know, man. I got no rules.
My rules is all right. First, come. Make sure you open and honest with us. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a place of friendship.
What about showing up on time? Is that a rule? Because I violated. I was
about to say next time, show up on time.
Fuck the MTA, by the way.
Hollywood,
forever and always.
You Hollywood celebrity people, not naming no names, that just do Grammy shit casually on the weekends and take strolls by the lake and shit to reflect on them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to reflect sometimes, bro.
Oh, yeah. Also, no political correctness with everything. Like,
yeah.
Now when I can tell that you basically are speaking as if your post has told you exactly what you say. Like, we're not here to, like, make people look bad or anything. But it's like, you're telling your own story. Don't be like, you know, telling a story about the day you got jumped. You're like, you know, I was just standing at the corner and getting ice cream. No, I want you to say, homie was talking shit about me and I went and stepped up and 5 of his homies jumped me.
And that's what it was.
Now, I'm not politically correct at all, so you don't have to worry about that with me. But I will hold back from telling too much information about people because I think that's weird. It harkens back to rule number 1. Like, no one wants to hear about some shit on a podcast or on Instagram. You know what I mean? Nah.
Facts.
That'll never come from me.
So walk me through, because you're credited on Compton, Dre's latest album.
Right.
How did that come about? Like, how did you even get an opportunity to work with someone of that magnitude?
All right, so Preem was in, I want to say Russia or something, Ukraine, somewhere over there, and he, the site is called Boiler Room, I think. Mm-hmm. They wanted him to do a song. It was supposed to be with, I think, MF Doom or something like that, but he couldn't make it for whatever reason, so they brought Anderson .Paak in, who was super unknown at the time.
Love Anderson .Paak.
He's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Come on to the show, please.
So, yeah, right? So he did 2 songs with Preem, and like a couple weeks later, I guess he was meeting with Dre or hanging out with Dre or whatever it may be, And he's like, yo, can I play you this Preem song? So he called Preem and asked permission or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he played it for Dre. And then apparently Dre called Preem right back and was like, I want that song for my album.
Oh, shit.
So the record was just going to come out, I think, on like SoundCloud or whatever Boiler Room puts their shit out on. So, you know, Preem's like, yeah, of course. And plus it's Dre. Who's going to say no to Dre?
I was about to say, who's saying no to Dre?
Yeah, so that came out, but I had done the mix. Well, I didn't mix the final version. Dre and Preem did that. But I'd done a mix, and I recorded Preem's various parts, and there was like some technical issue with the kid programmed the drums live or something, and I had to like kind of program it, sort of. I mean, it was his programming, but I had to redo it, yeah, because it was fucked up. But yeah, so that's how I got credit on that record, and that was like fucking. Come on, man, Dre and Preem, like that's a crazy record. Anyway, I'm happy anytime I'm credited on a Preem record. Anyway, but to be a Dre and Preem is like. Plus, Dre is the all-time best like engineer in hip hop to me. So, like to have a technical credit like that on a Dre album is just like that's fucking cool.
Some epic shit. You're like the frosting between the Oreo.
Some white man. Damn, that's fucked up.
Oh man.
You get what I did there, guys?
Right, that was nice double entendre. I wouldn't even ask.
Nah, but that's some epic shit. So, I mean, who is someone else that you feel like you would like to work with, or even be able to pick their brain? If there was anyone in the world right now that you can pick their brain to kind of enhance your craft, who would it be?
Man, there's so many, honestly. There's so many. I got the opportunity early on in my career to work with Kanye in Chicago when I lived there. I would like to work with him because I was like an assistant, so I didn't really get to like sit and build with him. I would like that opportunity.
Yeah. Kanye, come on our show.
Come on, Kanye. I'll hit him. I'll text him. Let me think. There's so many. Like, I would like to work with. There's some weird people. Jeff Barrow from Portishead is like a really weird one, but I fucking love Portishead. I would like. There's some kind of like rock guys that I would like to learn a little bit more about, like rock shit. Honestly, I would like to work with Dre hands on in the studio for sure as well. But I'm so fortunate that I've worked with so many great hip hop artists that I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm always learning every single day of my life. That's one thing about me. I will never stop learning. But who can I learn from hip hop better than who I have right now? You know what I'm saying? So some other genres, it would be cool, like Teddy Riley's of the world, people like that. Like, I think it would be kind of cool to work with those type of people. Rihanna.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Riri. Can't go wrong with Riri.
Hey,
Did
Rihanna.
you guys see that? Did you see her that photo she dropped with her new line?
Yeah.
Flawless.
Did you see her boobs?
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I definitely saved it.
She's got some nice boobs these days.
She's looking good, man. The extra weight that she's put on, I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's for a role or she's just eating good and just happy.
But
just
I
happy,
like it.
man.
It's natural, you know, flawless, everything. I love it. I mean,
Rihanna's, like,
I'm a
the
big
best.
Riri fan.
She's the greatest, isn't she?
Yeah.
She is. And she keeps it
Like,
real.
her music is amazing, and she just seems like she's the coolest person in the world.
But I buy into her because of how she carries herself away from her music.
100%.
Like, I really believe that everything she says about her being a savage, she's 100% a savage.
It appears that way.
Yeah, and the way she's moving appears like she's a savage. She just is out here just chilling.
I feel like she's been chilling lately, though. She's been kind of low, which is cool.
It's scary, though.
Yeah.
She may be moving up in my serial killer list because normally, you know, she's normally.
She could definitely be a serial killer. Rihanna
Listen,
might be a serial killer.
I don't want to say that.
Or an assassin.
Or
I think assassin.
Assassin.
More than,
Good job.
'cause she's sneaky about
Yeah.
it. But that's what I like about her. She's very like, this is who I am. And you're either with it or you're not. And if you're not, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. I love that so much. You know what, Riri? If you ever hear this, we would love to sit down and chat with you. You know, talk about
Just
your
throwing it
flaws.
out there.
And you know someone else I would love to talk to?
Who's that?
Pharrell came out with like what he does with his skin.
Uh,
And I'm like so impressed. Like, he has the like elixir of life.
This is going to be like a beauty podcast now. I would like to work with
I
Pharrell.
would.
That's someone I'm a huge
Pharrell's
Pharrell
a
fan.
genius.
Yes.
I would love to sit and just pick his brain.
Like,
I'm sure he sees like just colors and just like psychedelic type of visions, and then he just goes and just records. Like I would love to know what his recording process
And
is.
Chad, actually, he doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit, man.
He doesn't get enough credit. I was listening to Lord Willin' the other day though, and Pharrell and Pusha might be like my top 2 MC producer combos of all time. They're always dope. Always, every single time. Name a whack Pharrell and Pusha T song. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, the 4 counts. You know that song's gonna be fire when you hear that
wow.
4 count.
It's coming on.
I'm sitting here. I really can't think of a whack combination that they've put together.
Yeah, not even not dope. It's not even like a meh. It's it's fire every time.
Yeah, it's like a Snapple fact. I really can't think of nothing. Pusha T is fire anyway.
That's
He can't do no wrong in my eyes.
That's a fact. I'm excited to hear his project with Kanye. Although I don't know if Kanye even makes beats anymore. Not to say that you have to make beats to be a producer, but I miss when he made beats. Like,
I miss when
Common B was like incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not to say that he's not good at, because I think he mostly produced whatever that album was with the silver color, the Pusha record that came out. Not the last one, but the one before that. That was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
The one with the Ross record and all that shit. So, I'm in. Anytime pushing Kanye or Pharrell, it don't matter.
Dope. So who's been your, like, of course, I'm going to word this question in a way that sounds, I guess, fairly good, but who is, like, one artist that you enjoy every time recording with them? Like, you enjoy being in the studio with them? And I wouldn't necessarily say your favorite, because I'm sure you probably enjoy all different artists, but what's, like, the one that you enjoy every single time?
All of them, I think. I'm fortunate to not really work with anybody I don't like. And I kind of never want to and never will.
Yeah.
I mean, we all sometimes have to do a little weird shit for money, I guess, but I work with some of my favorite artists. So, like, Joe, Preem, everybody, like, Royce, everyone. I love working with all my artists, you know, that I'm fortunate enough to work with. Like, they're all so incredible. They're all good people. All that shit's important to me, too. Is, like, I can't really work with someone that I don't fuck with on a personal level or a ethical level. And I'm glad that I've been able to do that, like just being independent and doing my own thing. I'm always going to do that. I don't take well to authority from people that aren't cool or intelligent, or talented. So I'm going to continue to do that.
Smart.
So was it hard starting out then? Because like you said, when you start out, you kind of have to like get what you can.
I clean toilets and all that shit. Fuck yeah. Like, being an intern in the studio, you are going to do some fucked up shit as far as, like, you know, vacuum and clean and all types of shit. So, yeah, it was hard. And then starting out, you know, it's not even necessarily... It's when you're independent, you have to learn how to stagger your money and stay busy. So, like, when you start out and you just have one client, you have to kind of live check to check. But when you have like 6 clients now, all those checks, because music business, no one ever pays on time. So if you have enough shit going on that even if people are late, there's something else coming in. That's something I had to learn how to manage. So yeah, it was really hard. Yeah. It still is, but it's what we do.
So who was the first person you recorded with once you got past like the cleaning internship role?
I mean, I guess like on a big level, I mean, Joe was probably one of the first people in Slaughterhouse. Like those sessions were fucking insane. But I mean, I've been recording artists and producing records since I was 14 years old. So I don't discount any of those experiences. But the first, like, I guess known, mainstream, me as the lead engineer, not an assistant, not an intern, was probably Joe in Slaughterhouse. Yeah.
That's a good start. Come out the gate with.
Yeah, that Slaughterhouse shit was fucking hectic, though, boy. We did a whole album in 7 days. There's 4 artists, 4 managers.
That's also been the elephant in the room with this podcast.
Label people, like that shit was fucking stressful, bro. But
what do you think, Parks?
About what?
Do you think we'll ever? I mean, we've obviously had Royce on,
right?
I don't know if the other Slaughterhouse members will come on, but. I mean, do you think we'll ever hear this album that we've been privy to listen to and experience?
I really fucking hope so. I think it's a great album. I think it's crazy that they don't just put that shit out. Yeah. Like, it's one of those situations. I think Liana talked about that shit. Like, holding on to music. Like, don't hold on to music. You gotta put that shit out, bro. Yeah. Like, there's no, at some point, I mean, I don't know who's been paid. Like, that's the part that I guess is the confusing part, is like, is it going to cost them so much money to put it out that they can't put it out? Because if that's the case, I get it. But it's if they've already paid out X amount of dollars, they might as well put that shit out and try to recoup that shit. Like, and I think it'll sell well. So
I'm certain it'll sell well. Their brand is still thriving till this day. They just did a show in Chicago at a stadium.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Along with Redman, friend of the show, and who else? Tech Nine was
it was a crazy
regardless.
little festival.
For them to still be doing festivals, like the need and want from a fan perspective is there. I just wonder what the holdup is. I damn sure know it's not creative.
I know it's not creative, and even some of the producers that I've talked to off the record, like, we don't really care about even the money or anything like that. Like, we just want the shit to come out. Like, oh, wow. I think that everybody kind of feels that way to some degree. I mean, obviously there's business, you know, it's the business. Everybody needs to get paid and all that shit. But at the same time, like, I was talking, I think it was Rook, like, we were on Facebook, whatever, going back and forth about it with some fans or whatever. And it's like, even the connections that we made through those sessions have brought everybody involved enough work that it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't understand the hold up. I really don't. And I think they should just put that shit out one day on a fucking Tuesday and or whatever random day of the week and see what the fuck it does.
That shit would be Christmas.
Yeah. Or just don't even make an announcement, just drop it, because everyone's like, it's never coming out, and then just imagine, just a random day it's out.
Right. I mean, I get to, like, with Joe doing media stuff and him being quote unquote retired, or maybe retired. I don't know if I should be using quotes or not, but I think if you put it out and it does really well and it gives him an incentive to go do shows or whatever it may be, I think that then it will make sense. But I don't think sitting on it helps anybody, ultimately. Yeah. It's the dumbest shit in the fucking world.
Brandon, what's your input?
My input? I mean, outside looking in, again, I've been privy to certain sessions. There was a session we were in, I think it was Just Blazel's studio. Like, everyone was there. You got Cardiac, you got Parks, you got
Ill Mind,
Justice League. Like, it was one of the more for me, it was one of the more historical things I've been a part of and got to witness. Just
A-Rab,
A-Rab too. Yeah, shout out to A-Rab. But all of these great people in music and all of these just creative people all working together.
Right. All day, every day for a month. Like, Cats really put a lot of fucking work into the album. That's the part that drives me crazy. Like, and a couple of us, I know I was going through some fucked up shit with an ex-girlfriend or whatever, like, going through some real life shit, but still fucking beasting it out in the studio every day. And for that shit to not come out, it's like, what the fuck, yo?
Yeah, man. I just hearing the music, like, outside of just knowing them personally, I'm a fan at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone knows me. I'm a music junkie. Like, I crave it. And so to not let, you know, I experience it every day, but I want the world to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, I want them, I want to hear what they think about it, because it's just such a fucking crazy album.
Right.
And I'm just hoping it comes out.
And that's the part that annoys me too, is it's like the music is good and in my opinion, timeless. Like, it kind of doesn't matter when it comes out, but it should come out now.
And but that's my thing. That was recorded 7 years ago.
Nah, it wasn't 7 years ago.
I'm exaggerating, but I mean, in essence, a very long time ago.
Yeah.
It does not sound dated.
No, because it was good music. It wasn't like they weren't trend chasing, and none of those guys are trend chasers anyway. It was just good fucking music. Yeah. So, like, it's never gonna go bad. I know that, you know, from an artistic standpoint, I guess they might feel like they're in different places a little bit. You know, everybody was going through different shit, but it still should come out. Like, it's still relatable shit. Like, what everybody was going through, everybody goes through. You know what I'm saying? What they were talking about is very relevant to this day. So, like, could they do more shit? Yeah. Like, could they get back in the studio and add to it or whatever? Yeah, but you could just do a whole new project. Like, they should just put that shit out.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, great music is timeless.
Right.
Like, you should be able to listen. Like, freaking Genuine Pony.
Yeah.
That's over a decade old, but you constantly are hearing that song everywhere. And it sounds like it's new and it's not out of date, you know? And so, speaking of that, a lot of Brandon, we're going to talk about the state of music right now.
Oh, man.
This is my favorite thing to talk about.
Here we go.
So, like, how do you, from a engineer standpoint, like, how do you feel about the state of music now?
I mean, for like the engineering, I don't care about the engineering part. To me, engineering should be you shouldn't notice it. Like a good mix is a mix that you don't notice, in my personal opinion. But from a music fan standpoint, there's a lot of good music out there, but there's a lot of not good music out there. So the thing that annoys me most is I feel like certain shit gets PR'd into popularity. I mean, I guess that's always been the case, but I feel like it's more now. Like weird fake viral that actually works, like, and you can see it. Like, that shit is fucking weird to me. But there's I will never sit here and say that there's not good music, because there's a ton of good music, and I work on a lot of it. It might be under the radar a little bit. If you follow my Twitter, then you will see me reposting links and all that shit. It's not even my own shit, but other people that I've worked on or other people that I just fuck with. There's a lot of good. There's too much good music to sit here and say that the music business is fucked up, even though the music business is fucked up. But it's always been fucked up. Yeah. So
I'm curious to so kind of going back to what you were saying from the engineer standpoint. It's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because some of the most popular music now is not mixed in the way that you're saying. Like, for example, the lo-fi movement that's out of Florida, where you have XXXTentacion, Smoke Perp.
I don't want to talk about him. After that article came out the other day, I can't fuck with that kid at all. I'm cool.
I mean, we're not going to talk about him. I'm just more so pointing out.
Yeah, there's a lot of lo-fi shit. A lot of people don't like really mix their shit. And that's fine if it's dope. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? If it's not good quality, as long as it's not like hard to listen to, then I don't really care. If it feels how it's supposed to feel, then it's a good fucking song. It's a good mix. It's good whatever. I don't really care. But sometimes shit does come out where it's like, why did you?
Where it just sounds weird.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't have done this to yourself.
Yeah. And I don't want to out anybody. But even there's some commercial shit that comes out sometimes where it's like, I'll say it, even the 444 shit, like, I don't ever want to hear Jay-Z sounding like he recorded it in my living room. I want to hear, like, he's $1 billion person. I want your shit to sound like $1 billion. It's like, that shit fucks me up.
We spoke off the record about this. That's how I know Parks is a fucking serial killer. God damn it. That was a good body of work. Damn. I appreciated the rawness of it. I also appreciated the fact that it sounds scratchy, and you can tell that he didn't his I guess his thought process, just me outside looking into his brain, or trying to, is he didn't really care about the sound. He wanted the music. He wanted to express himself.
Absolutely.
And the message. I think that's what
I'm with that. It just felt very flat to me from an audio standpoint. And some of that is performance. Like, I could tell that he was like sitting on the couch with a handheld mic and just kind of talking through it. Yeah. That's cool, man. But like, there's certain people in a short list, Kendrick, Kanye, Jay, that I want, like, you guys set the fucking bar for everybody else, so don't ever give me some shit that I could do in my living room. Yeah. I don't ever want to hear that. You guys set the bar for everybody else, so now I got to hear some trash-ass rapper, like, talking on a handheld mic on his couch, because that's the new standard. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Like, get on a fucking nice mic in the studio. You have a budget. I know you have a budget. Even if you don't have a budget, you have a budget. Like, and, I mean, it's Jimmy Douglas and Guru on the technical end, so it's like, it was clearly done on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay's always, there's always a method to his madness. Yeah. And maybe it's to make him seem more relatable, because there have been times when either him or even Beyonce have done something and people are like, oh, well, they're in a different realm. They're billionaires, so how can they relate? Or people think like, oh, just because they're rich, they don't deal with racism. They don't deal with that stuff. So I think maybe he was like, no, like, I may be famous, have a lot of money, but don't forget, like, I'm still black.
Yeah, no doubt. What he had in his message. The content in the album was fucking amazing. Like, don't ever get that twisted. The content was amazing. It was just hard for me to listen to because it was kind of flat. Like, it's like, damn, I wish he would have like done this in the studio.
And shout out to that person who did the cartoon. That was fire.
That
was
OJ,
dope.
Like,
that OJ,
Yeah, that was
shit,
super hard.
that OJ shit is amazing. That's the only one I really understood it from keeping a buck.
Yeah, the
all
other
the other
ones
ones
kinda threw me
are
off, like-
way over my head. Maybe I'm not financially where I'm supposed to be. Or I don't know. But
We're too poor to appreciate
Yeah,
that
I'm
shit.
too poor to understand the depth of those
wealthy art.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't know, but yeah, shout out to him. That shit was
I think
amazing.
his name is Otis Tillman.
Otis
I think that's
Tillman.
him.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Otis Tillman is the one
Shout
who,
out to
who
Otis.
did it.
Yeah, shout out to Otis.
Yeah,
He
that-
bodied that.
That was, yeah. I'm on his Instagram right now. Like, see?
Oh yeah, this is fire.
This
He
fire.
bodied this.
Especially my favorite part where it was like credit, and then you see, oh, that was so dope.
What do you know?
I kind of wish that album was a visual album, like entirely.
I thought it was gonna be. I really thought it was gonna be.
I wish it was.
That was my
would've
guess.
been
That,
fire.
it was going to be Jay's first visual
Although
album.
they have videos for a lot of that shit, even if they're weird and disconnected. I feel like there's a lot more videos for that than there are for the average rap record,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Beyonce put out a visual album,
which was incredible.
which was
It was
amazing.
the movie was better than. I mean, the album was really good. Don't
Yeah,
get twisted.
I agree with you.
but I
agree with you.
enjoy watching the movie of it.
The
more than
movie
the
of it,
album.
yeah, 100. The movie of it made me want to listen to the album.
Right.
It also made
Right.
it made sense. Like
Yeah.
it you would understand like the context of each story and how they connect.
Yeah. Damn, that's such dope. Now I have a 2-part question. Now think about it. I have a 2-part question.
get into it.
So first question is, who's in your headphones right now, outside of us? Second question is, when you're listening to whoever's in your headphones, is it hard for you to turn off the engineer parks and just enjoy what you're listening to?
Okay, so first part, I listen to more music, I think, than anybody should probably healthily listen to music. I do this thing like where I'm in the gym. For starters, I don't listen to albums. I listen to discographies. So like in a week, I'll do like Wayne, and then next week I'll do Fat Joe, and then next week I'll do Black Sabbath. Like, so I listen to discographies.
Shit.
And sometimes I'll do 2 artists or maybe more in a week. So like in the morning I'll listen to Wayne, and at night I'll listen to Simon and Garfunkel. Like, I'm kind of all over the place. So I forgot what I did this week. I want to say it was Helta Skelta from Boot Camp Click. I'm a huge Sean Price fan. So as far as modern stuff, I mean, I listen to everything new that comes out. So Dave East, I like his shit. Shout out to him. I study everything that comes out. I listen to Uzi and the dude that I'm not going to mention, who his album is actually all right. Shouldn't plug that, but it's pretty decent. But Uzi didn't really move me too much. But I listen to everything that comes out, and I just study music fucking constantly.
Yeah.
It's probably unhealthy, but it's what I do. And is it hard to separate? Absolutely. But like I said earlier, I'm a student, so I'm okay with that. I'm always trying to learn. Like, damn, why does the drum sound like this? Why is such and such? Why is it? Does it? It takes away from certain shit sometimes. Like 444, everybody loved it. I did not. So yeah, sometimes it can fuck me up. You know, like I can't listen to shit. It sounds like not up to my standards. So yeah, that happens. That happens a lot. And it's definitely hard to just. It's not hard to enjoy. If something is dope, I will get into it and fucking love it. Just like I was 14 years old and had never made a record in my entire life. But yeah, I'm always studying. And that's what, even like watching TV, because I've done a lot of stuff for TV and film and stuff like that. So I'll even pay attention to like, I watch a lot of TV and I'm listening to the audio and listening to the music and listening to the score.
Yeah.
So it's a never ending fucking obsession.
Would you ever get into creating beats for commercials?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's one brand that you would like to create a beat for?
I don't like corporations. Like I would rather do like film or TV, honestly. Commercial, whoever's got the most money. I would do whatever for the nice enough check. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Park's about to be out here selling his body, man.
Well, I mean, no, but there are some I wouldn't fuck with certain. Like, I don't think I would ever do anything for Nike because I don't really agree with some of their practices humanitarianly and environmentally and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of ethics as far as that goes. It would have to be a lot of fucking money for me to do something
from Nike.
Pepsi or Nike or someone that I don't fuck with on like that level. But yeah, any decent human being corporation, sure. No fucking. what's that shit that just got hacked? Equid, whatever.
Was it,
I'm not doing no beats for them, man. They're shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mentioning it.
I'm not doing no Trump beats neither, man. And like political shit, nah. Patriots can't get a beat. There's some things where I just draw the line, but
Well, now apparently Red Sox too. You want to add them to
The
that
Red
list.
Sox.
But
they
they're
do.
smart. They got the Apple Watch. They're like, we're not cheating. We can't see from the box area, so we got the Apple Watch.
They got the Apple.
they got caught cheating. How do you cheat in
Yankees
baseball?
called them out on it.
Yeah.
How do you cheat in baseball? There's no plays. You're just swinging a bat.
Oh, you could 100% cheat.
Well,
Well, you
the
could cheat.
calls. They're like when the other team's making like the sign and the calls. They're like saying like,
for
oh,
the
they
pitch.
looked it up on the Apple
They're
Watch.
reading it on the Apple Watch and then sending it so they know what's happening.
Yeah.
So like whoever's at bat has an Apple Watch on and seeing like he's gonna throw a curveball.
Yeah. In
Well, no,
essence.
it's
you
the
could
coach
do
on the
that.
side. It's
Or-
the person on the side that they would have the watch, and then they
they relay
would
the
do the
signal.
sign,
Oh.
yeah, or they would tell them.
Fuck baseball anyway, man. I'm not a big baseball guy.
You're like anti everything.
No, I'm not. I'm pro a lot of things.
He's like, fuck Nike, fuck baseball.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know. Baseball just never moved me. It's very boring.
I've heard that, and I played baseball all throughout my years
so you're a player.
of living. So I get that. How can I put it? It's one of those sports where if you're playing it, you'll enjoy it. Obviously,
I like going to the games. I'll say that. Like I go to a lot
Yeah,
of
it's a
Mets
different
games because my
experience.
brother's like a big Mets fan, so I go to a lot of games. And I'm in Queens, so it's like really easy. So I go to a lot of Mets games, and that's fun.
yeah.
I'll sit and fucking pay $12 for nachos and watch a boring ass game from the fucking nosebleeds. But whatever, that's fun. But I don't like follow baseball that heavily. I'm a big NFL guy though, like super NFL.
I feel like baseball is it's just kind of like one of those social gathering sports. Like, even for like hockey, hockey's a lot entertaining when you're there and you're actually watching.
Yeah,
it.
I don't
But
watch
then
hockey. It's fun to go to.
It's
though.
fun to go to, but like
sure.
when I watch it on TV,
I've heard
I'm
that.
like,
I've never been.
Yeah,
You need to.
Yeah,
you
you
got to
should.
go to like a really good one. It's
Yeah.
I keep
wild.
hearing that. Maybe I have to broaden my horizons.
I worked at a sports bar once, and like so every like hockey playoff season, like I got into it because it was everybody's into it, and that was kind of cool. I even got into like soccer then, and I don't really watch soccer aside from you watch soccer. You're a
She
soccer
played-
fan?
yeah.
Played soccer
Oh,
Played
okay.
for most of
soccer.
my life, but I can't lie. Most people aren't gonna watch soccer unless it's like the World Cup. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has to be the right game too. I feel like that's like with a lot of sports too. Like it just has to be the right game. Like there's some NBA games I do not like watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like a blowout or something, it's pretty unwatchable.
Yeah.
And same with football. I'll even watch blowouts in football. I watch everything in football. I'm a fucking football addict. I watch preseason every game. Like,
Oh, you're one of those guys.
oh yeah, super. Fantasy football made it even worse because now you're like scouting.
Oh, wait, you do fantasy?
Oh yeah,
Who do you have on yours?
I got Ezekiel Elliott. That was a fucking strong pickup. It was crazy. I felt so shady because I saw someone tweet Ezekiel Elliott's been banned for 6 games. I was like, oh fuck! And I announced it to the room at the draft. It was literally the hour before the draft, and then I drafted. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna pick him anyway. And then after they said, oh, it's been uplifted or whatever it was,
Yeah.
so I was like, I just came up. So I have him and Shady McCoy. I'm pretty excited about that.
What quarterback?
I have Newton in one league, and I have who the fuck do I have in the other league? I don't even remember.
You're in multiple leagues.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah, you have
2
to.
so far. Yeah, you have to.
You
I don't have
multiple
the
leagues.
patience for fantasy.
I mean, I don't
Oh,
do
no,
fantasy, but
that's my
my
shit.
friends do, and it's like it's very. It's crazy. Like you have to be very meticulous, and you have to like
Yeah.
look at their last year's stats, and then you have to project possibly what they could do. And then
Yeah,
some
like-
people are questionable. It's a lot of thinking.
Like a lot of my friends, like they have like whole spreadsheets where they are
yeah.
assessing like data.
Yeah.
I have ADHD. I can't sit there and read all of that for long periods
Well, I'm
of time.
sitting there with some TV on the background, not paying attention to it. It's nice to fucking have something to research and obsess over.
Yeah.
Take a break from obsessing over fucking microphones and fucking synthesizers and shit. It's a nice break.
Yeah. So what your new obsession now, I think, is you just put out a project with someone.
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Passport Gift and myself, we have a project called No Expiration. It's everywhere. We've been working on it for like 2 or 3 years. It's actually probably been done for about 2 years. But we finally put it out because we were dealing with, we're going to put it out through a couple different venues, and things were just kind of moving slower than we wanted to. So we did it ourselves. And it's been great reception so far. I mean, it's also a learning experience. There's certain shit I would have done differently, but that's kind of comes with the territory. You live, you learn, you put shit out, you see what people are attracted to, you see how you could have done things differently. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It just got picked up on Dre's podcast / playlist on Apple, which I'm pretty excited about and pretty curious to see what that means. As far as I have to imagine, it means a lot of streams.
Yeah,
but
that's gotta outside of the obvious, but that's got to mean something else, though. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I wish the Apple Music gave us numbers like Spotify does,
Yo.
but it is what it is. Hopefully, I put it out through TuneCore, so hopefully they'll give me some information whenever they get around to it. They haven't yet, but I'm curious to see. The whole playlist thing is crazy. That's really kind of what controls music now. Mm-hmm. Like we were talking about a certain artist going platinum in the car who's not really getting radio play. I don't think I have a single friend that knows the song particularly, but he probably got on a lot of fucking playlists, and now he's platinum. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. Yeah. If you get on playlists, you will be fairly successful.
It's single driven.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people listen to. I listen to playlists. Playlists are fucking great.
Yeah,
you just want to listen to some random shit while you're hanging out with the homies.
It's easy too.
Yeah,
I don't have to think to make a good car ride music.
Yeah.
I can just pick something and just put it on. I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah, that shit is good. Especially when we're on tour. That shit was amazing. Like, let's just listen to classic Posse Cuts playlist, and it's just fucking 30 bangers. Like, this shit is great. Like, but yeah, that's exciting, and I'm curious to see. But we're gonna start working on our second project actually now. Well, kind of our third. But yeah, we're just gonna keep growing, keep putting shit out, and see what it does. Mm-hmm. All independent, baby.
That's what everyone's on now. Everyone's on the
independent, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, if you make a certain type of music, which we do, we don't really make radio music. There's no point to be on a label. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like.
But that's what we were saying. At this point, you don't really need a label.
I don't even understand. I don't understand when people like legends have record deals. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, you could sell the same amount of records if you put it out on TuneCore or whatever. Like,
or just
and keep
else.
Whatever, Empire or whatever company. I don't understand why people don't. Unless you're 18 and you're trying to be the next whoever, Rihanna.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But
it's hard to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. But I mean, someone will. So there will be a next Rihanna at some point. That's just the nature of the business. But if you're not going for commercial music, there's almost no point in being on a label unless you're getting like a really favorable split for some reason. If you're already popping and they're going to give you a fucking 80-20 split or something like that, fucking go for it. Yeah. Or if they're going to give you just a fuck you bag, go for it. But ultimately, I would rather do it myself, own it, and live and die by it. I don't know.
Yeah. And that also gives you more control. I mean, there are artists that are independent, and they keep themselves independent, and they grow their own numbers. So when labels are like, hey, they're not signing that 360 deal, it's like, all right, cool. You can have a distribution deal with me, but
the more you get yourself popping, then the more control you'll have ultimately, regardless if you go a major label system or not. But I can't really, like I said, I've never had a manager or anything, so I can't really foresee myself ever going through someone else, unless it was like a partnership.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that.
Well, all right. So now I have another question. Now, I guess because these would technically be your grassroots for your own project. What is that like for you? Like personally, like what are your aspirations for this outside of money and success? Like, what do you?
I don't really care about money. I so far, I mean, the fun part for me is the people that I look up to that have given me great feedback, and that is what matters. And then, I mean, shit, just being Premier plays our records every week on our show. All the fucking dope hip hop guys, Eclipse and Finesse, and all the guys that are in New York and play hip hop play our shit. And now Dre headed on his shit. Like, that means more to me than any dollar amount.
Yeah.
And the fans that actually click the fucking link and listen to it love it. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people retweet it and all that shit, and I appreciate that. So it's really just about reaching the most people that we can reach, and hopefully people like the music. That's all I really care about. I don't care about money. Money will come one way or another. Always.
Yeah.
You can never be concerned about money.
So if you had to pick a record right now that you could debut for us, that a fan first time hearing you in Passport Gift, what would it be?
I mean, I would probably play. I'd probably play Note to Self. I guess that would. I mean, it's not a debut; it's already out. Mm-hmm. I don't think I have anything unreleased that's finished and playable. So
we can't get a sneak peek of anything.
Do I have anything that I would even want to play? I don't think I have anything that's. That's one thing I am. I don't ever want to play something that's not like finished as far as mix and production.
I know. I just was trying to bait you.
Yeah, you're not going to bait me into that one. Like I hate when Joe does that shit. Like, don't fucking leak the shitty sounding shit. It's not done yet. Like, they're not going to understand. Even though most people don't fucking care, I do.
It's funny though, because a lot of people, when we record these episodes, they always ask me, "Yo, can I hear it?" And I'm like, "No, it's not finished yet." I get that now.
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, wait. Like, we have to do things. We have to fix shit. Like, just wait." They're like, "No, I just want to hear it." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, nah, it's got to be right, man. It's got to be right. Because we have to live with it as the creators. You know, for you of your podcast and me and my music. Like, I don't even care if people like it. If I'm not happy with it.
Yeah,
I have to listen to this shit for the rest of my life. Like my name is attached to this. This is what people are going to listen to. And if like the kick drum isn't right, it's going to drive me crazy. I can't do it.
So what was the song that's out?
Note to Self is probably one of my favorite songs on the album. Yeah.
All right. Well, take a listen to.
Let's go ahead and get into this Note to Self. Passport Gift, Parks on the Boards. Check it out.
If I have to travel a million miles. Well, a million miles I'm gonna travel.
That's what I'm here to do.
And what you need.
What I need is.
And what you want.
Just who I am.
I'll get it for you somehow.
Wow.
Yes, I will, baby.
Note to self, look what a little hard worker do. I knew I was dope back when I was out past my curfew. No, I ain't here to brag. Well, fuck it, maybe I am. Cause all these rap niggas is rapping about is how they putting work to. Dog, how we made it work. Yeah, we from the hood, and in that hood at some point I was knee deep all up there with the work too. Stacking up the bread plus a 9 to 5. I had a job, cursing in most of my records, but still a member of the church too. Niggas still stressing, moving too reckless, man. Keep your 15 minutes of fame, just give me 2 seconds. Wait a minute, trying to write this message, Jesus, if you will. Take the wheel, could have been killed, learning my life lessons, counting all my blessings. I lost my train of thought, I'm rambling. But rappers like riding a bike with loose screws, fam, I'm bar handling. And certain niggas quit, I can't give up. I am that gift, I learned that shit soon as my parents split up. So yeah. No, not even them. I'm locked in behind these bars, right out the pen. I wrote this note to self, fuck the world, come again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Fire.
Blah.
That was a good bra.
That was pretty good. I can't do that. I'm kind of,
You can't?
No, I'm kind of disappointed in
can't
myself.
blah?
Yeah, I can't blah.
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 Hey,
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, that shit sounded like a 22 shooting at the ground.
Thanks, Parks.
Sorry, man.
Oh man, but you know that was dope.
Yeah.
You're dope.
Thank you.
This entire conversation has been awesome. It's for me. It's just interesting to hear because we're so used to hearing from the perspective of an artist, but to hear from the perspective of an engineer, it's so like you're very meticulous. I could tell. Like you would listen to a song and be like, wait a second. That note was a little. It was too far ahead. It should have been on the. On the 3.
Oh yeah,
and not the 2.
Pitch and timing will drive me crazy. Shit can't be off beat or off pitch. That shit fucks my guts up. Like rips my soul apart. Ugh.
Do you also like break it down? Like when people listen to music, they hear the entire production, but do you break it down where you're like, okay, you focus in on the keys, then the drums?
Yeah. I pick it apart. Definitely. Yeah, like, goddamn, that's a nice little Rhodes sound they used in there. Whatever. Kick drums, like stupid levels of picking it apart. Like, reverb, like really picking it apart. Shit. But at the same time, like I said, if it feels right, it kind of doesn't matter. If shit can be distorted or whatever, I think mask off the 808s aren't in key with the song. That kind of bothers me, but I love the song, so whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Have you ever, like, in the midst of creating, outside of Joe, because I've witnessed it, but outside of Joe, have you ever had kind of tug of war with the artist that you're working with, like, yo, this sounds like shit, like you don't need, because a lot of you guys don't know, Parks is very vocal. He's not one of those engineers that will kind of just sit back and just record it. Like, he'll stop the session and have this whole big moment. So I mean, who's someone that you've worked with where you've had to do that and kind of get them to see your vision?
Every single one. Like, if something is fucked up or off, even if I'm wrong, I'm going to still voice my opinion about it being fucked up or off.
Yeah.
I don't ever, like, nothing that is going to have my name on it is going to come out sounding fucked up without me at least pointing out the fact that it's fucked up. Ultimately, it's the artist's project, so they can say, I like it like that. And like I said, they're the ones that have to live with it, so okay, cool. But I'm going to let you know if it doesn't sound right.
If it doesn't sound right aesthetically. Right?
Yeah, you have to. Like, yeah. And I guess that's kind of why I've always... even beyond being an engineer, I've always been a kind of a producer engineer and been accredited as such, you know. But yeah, I'm not going to sit there and just go, okay, that sounds good. The EQ was right. No, that doesn't matter. Like, the record has to be great.
Yeah.
On all levels. You know, the performance, everything, tone. Fuck the EQ. I don't care about the EQ could be bad. Like, that's supposed to be my job. The EQ could be fucked up, but could you deliver it right? Then it's cool.
Yeah.
I guess when I'm ready to drop them bars, I'm gonna call Parks.
Yeah, telling me.
Erin's mixtape coming soon. Erin and Parks on the boards. We wanted to thank you, Parks, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You know, it's always good to have a creator, not only from a producer manager side, but also the person that's also, you know, controlling the sounds and controlling what, you know, are flowing through the headphones. And I think it's important to get people like you on that are, you know, driving the culture forward and trying to change music in essence in every way, shape, form, or fashion. So, you know,
even if it's on the low, I think it's important that we do recognize people. And I'm not saying that I want to go on some press run, but I think it's important that people recognize people such as myself or managers or even like tour managers are very underappreciated people that like make everything come together. And like, I think it's important to give them their proper shine and credit.
Definitely agree. So, you know, on behalf of the Grassroots family, we want to thank you. Thank you. And be on the lookout for Passport Gift and Parks on the boards.
No doubt.
Fucked up again. All right, there we go.